against Mexican Iron Man, it's not as easy.
No, it's not as easy.
Yeah.
So I gotta. So here's what baffles me, or no, I should say baffles me. This is what's telling to me. There were two other swings at the bat on this thing from where I sit. Number one is that they're choosing to die on this woke hill because that's what this is all about. And because number one, we now know that Chapek tried to have backdoor convos and try to stay out of politics, and Reedy Creek could have been saved. Then that was to me that's up at because I'm a huge baseball fan. To me, that's batter at home plate. Number one. Then when the stuff heated up again post Chapek, they could have, in my view, from where I sit as a spectator, knowing how municipal and state government stuff works, what I would have done is I would have had some convos behind the scene and I would have refiled everything and I would have tried to get another district. Now, maybe that another district that I would have wanted might not have had all of the benefits that I might have gotten from the previous district. But what I would have done is I would say, look, let's get this district ironed out, and maybe it's Reedy Creek version 2. And so where I sit, there were two previous swings of the bat, and both times were brought us to where we are now. Now here we are, and our third swing at the bat from the Disney side is going to be, I'm going to file this thing in federal court, which tells me that if they weren't willing to back down from being political and let Chapek get this deal done, which could have happened, if they weren't willing to go ahead and go a procedural route when clearly the writing was on the wall legislatively at the state legislature, because they could have instantly gone into procedural mode and gotten another district or renewed their district through some other kind of negotiated means, but they chose that. They're like, no, we're going to go to war and die on this woke hill about kindergarten through third graders, education type of thing. And we're not going to let this go. Even when, Andrew, what baffles me is the selective memory of this effing company, where on the one hand, they not only forget that they were treated special way back when 50, 60, 70 years ago, and they were supposed to build a city they never built, number one. And number two is, let's not forget, people, that if it wasn't for the state of Florida staying open, which California did not, during the entire coup period, this company might not even have any bank accounts that had any money in it, because if it wasn't from the cash flow from the parks that were open during most of the coup period, then guess what? They wouldn't have gotten their $5 billion debt note that they got back when they were coming out of the COVID period. And if it wasn't for Florida, this company might not even be around, because the hotels globally were closed. All of the resorts were closed. The ships were docked and collecting dust and mothballs.
Yep.
And Disney Plus, okay, people are watching it, but now that's got a burning hole of 10 to 12 billion. I mean, I'm seeing a lack of appreciation for the state that, frankly, due to its political management practices, kept this company alive.
Well, more specifically, Ron DeSantis saved Disney's ass while Gavin Newsom was cutting their throats.
Right, they were paying him to screw them over. They were paying Gavin Newsom, sending massive political donations to literally cut their throat. Yeah. This is what you get when you get into those political elements. But look, guys, politics aside, this is just a matter of, authority, right? Like, they don't have a problem bending the knee to Gavin Newsom in California. Are they following all of Gavin's restrictions, his crazy COVID stuff? Do they follow every single one of those to the T?
Guys, you're missing this though, Andrew. You guys just don't understand. Over in China, when they're sharing body parts, and when people are doing work they don't want to do in places that they don't want to be,
where they have to think real hard.
That's right. That is okay. Disney is probably somewhere working really hard behind the scenes in secret to get all of that changed and make it a bright, pixie dusty kind of day over there in Shanghai. That's what's happening. That's what's really happening. And in Florida, listen, they just want 4-year-olds to go ahead and understand exactly what happens in bedrooms with mommies and daddies not having a say. That's the American way. You guys, what has happened to you all? You have lost your vision.
Oh, boy, Pro, that's great.
You guys are killing it.
I got a question for you before you move on for that, because you were talking about the judge a minute ago, and this is one thing before I forget. I'm really curious. Sure. Is Disney perhaps going after, I would think they are, some type of, at this point, they want a temporary injunction from a judge, because right now, Disney is saying, we have control of Reedy Creek. Of course, the state of Florida is saying, No, you don't. Reedy Creek doesn't exist. We have control of the Central Florida Tourism Oversight District, blah, blah, blah.
There's a little bit more than that, because here's the thing, and then let me just clarify there, because I saw this confusion in the chat, so it's actually good that you brought that up.
Yep.
Let me be very clear right now, guys. Hold on. I'll do the. Can I do this? That's what. Okay, never mind. Whatever. Fuck it. Reedy Creek is gone.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
Reedy Creek is 100% no longer exists. So get Reedy Creek out of your heads. We got to actually start saying the Central Florida Tourism Oversight District.
Right.
I don't know whether CTFOB or if we could come up with some gang slaying. I know you guys in the chat, like the TOB. Yeah, you know me. Like, I don't know. But there's got to be something, because that's what we have now, and that's
CFOPed. Yeah.
So wait a minute. Yeah. You mean my store where I'm selling Reedy Creek State Prison apparel? That's not a thing anymore.
No.
Oh, man, I'm going to rename the prison.
Wait a minute. The prison
don't change those
but
shirts.
It can happen. It's not a thing right now, Pro, but it can happen. He absolutely can. Put state prisons entirely circling Disney.
Oh, I thought that was the greatest troll. I thought that was the greatest troll of all time when he said that. People took it seriously, lost their shit. It was so funny.
And
I
they
loved
absolutely can. And this is something that
You're harming my sales right now, Valiant, by telling people it's not real. My bath mats, my Reedy Creek State Prison bath mats, the sales are dropping at this very moment.
I just said I love them. Go buy them. They're collector's items now.
Happiest jail on earth.
That's right.
Well, what angle do you want to go in, Andrew? Because